notebooks in CPD on-prem instance with Watson Studio and against watsonx.data Spark runtimes. So I have here a CPD instance in which I have a Lakehouse instance, and in that Lakehouse instance, I have a couple of Spark runtimes in Spark 3.5 and Spark 4, and then there is Presto also, and I have a few catalogs. Catalog of interest here is the Iceberg catalog by this name, MR Mother Iceberg, and which is attached to an Matrix 2 storage, IBM Cloud Object Storage. Now, against this catalog, I've already created a few schemas and a few tables, and this demo schema, demo table has got some sample data already. As you can see, a couple of rows over here. And if you go back to the engine, you also have some default configurations for the engine that is of interest for this demo. Specifically with respect to the bucket, you see that there are a certain set of predefined configurations for your convenience, which this is with respect to the authorization for the bucket. So you don't have to enter the credentials every time you submit a job or run an application. And the other set of configurations that is useful is with respect to the catalog, where it specifies what the Metastore URI is. In CPD 2.3 onwards, the thrift URI has changed, as you can see, from the protocol from thrift binary to thrift HTTPS. So you see this HTTPS, and there is also a slight change in the query parameter here that you'll see. So this is new in 2.3. And it is set by default for you when you create a Spark engine. And you can also see the same when you click on this. And if you click over here, you see the thrift endpoint. This is the same thing that you saw. Saw it on the Spark configuration there. So there's a thrift internal endpoint, and there's the external one if you need to connect outside of watsonx.data and CPD. And similarly, you have the REST endpoint for internal and external in case you want to connect to any of the metadata APIs or the Unity APIs or the REST Iceberg REST catalog APIs, right? Okay. So now we go to the the menu and look for projects. If I click on all projects, then you would see the projects page. There's already a predefined there's a project that I created earlier. Now let me create a new project for this demo. Let me call it project A1, and I'll go ahead and create it. Okay. It's creating a project, and in the assets page, you can go there and start adding assets. I want to work with notebooks, so I click on the work with data and models in notebooks. And when I create a notebook, I can choose a configuration or a runtime against which this notebook can run. So there are a set of default templates that you can see. So you have the Python, the plain Python, or Spark with Python, Spark with R, and different versions of Spark. So these are inbuilt for you, and it comes as part of the Watson Studio platform. But none of these are the Spark that is there in the watsonx data. So I want to run against these Spark engines, right? So I go here, I don't have that option. So first I need to create that template. So I go back to the project and then go to the Manage tab. Then go to the environments. And here there are a bunch of templates. It is the same set of templates or the configurations, the options that you saw when creating the notebook. So none of these are what I want. So I'll go ahead and create a new template, which is going to be connected to the watsonx.data Spark. So I click on Spark over here. And here I have two Spark engines corresponding to the two Spark engines that I've created here. So there's a Spark 3.5 and my Spark 4.0. So it is the same options that I see over here. So let me pick Spark 4.0. And Just for the purpose of this demo, so I don't need too many executors. I'll reduce it to one. And I also give it a template. So let me call it watsonx.data Spark 4.0. So I know that it is running against 4.0, and I go ahead and create it. So template is created. So now this will show up for me when I create a notebook. So let me create a notebook. So here now in the drop down, apart from what you saw earlier, there is an option for the template that I just created, 4.0. And let me give it notebook A1. Okay, so let me do this. So it takes about a few seconds to get the notebook up and running and the kernels behind the scenes to be up and running. Just instantiating it. Okay, it's almost there. And it takes another few seconds. The kernel is initializing, so you see it's not clear. It shows dark, so it's getting ready. And while this comes up, what I'll do is I'll pick up the notebook contents that I want to run. So let me just paste it and get it ready here. So what we have here is the conf that I'm getting from the Spark runtime that's already there, and against to the conf that is already there, the configuration that you get from the default Spark settings. On top of that, I'm adding a few more, and the only things that I need to add here is the credentials to connect to the Metastore, and also for making use of um, the CAS, the CAS facility. That was basically I don't have to set the credentials every time for the object storage. So I just need to pass an API key here. We can read more about that in the documentation. And yes, now the kernel is ready. It is idle, so it's ready to execute. Okay, so this can copy it well. Let me just copy it again. Yeah, now it's right. Okay, so let me go ahead and execute this. So it's executed. Next, I execute the catalogs, show catalogs, and although it doesn't show up here, I know that this particular iceberg catalog that I'm looking for is present. So let me go ahead and do a show schemas for the iceberg catalog. That is from here, this one, right? It shows there are two schemas, which is what I had seen over here, right? The demo schema and this other schema. So I can see them both over here. Next, I have to execute a select star against, okay, demo schema, and this is demo table. So let this get executed. So this basically is connecting to the default thrift interface, the HTTPS thrift interface. And one specific thing to call out here is if you see the configuration, it also says the transport mode is HTTP because our thrift URI is HTTPS, right? So So you have to specify the transport mode as HTTP. So all of these are pre-configured for you. So all you need to give is the extra authorization credentials, which is what is happening here. And yes, and the query got executed. So you got back the 2 rows that you are seeing in the data sample 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see that over here. And just to verify against what Spark it actually executed, you see that it has picked up the Spark 4.0. So this is one sample. In this similar manner, you can execute other notebooks as well. Um, you can pick up the sample for the Iceberg REST catalog API in a similar way. All right, thank you.